Hello and welcome to another VerbsLink class. Today's class is on grammar, in particular, conditional sentences. These sentences play a large role in English. They are used all the time. We are always setting conditions on things. If something happens, if something happens, I will do this, as an example. For example, if I win the lottery, which is an improbable or unlikely event, I will buy you a house. If I study hard, I will get an A. If you drive me to work, I'll buy you lunch. These are all examples of conditional statements or sentences. Other examples include, if I get a new computer, I'll be able to get my work done quicker. If I don't have to work late, I'll take you out to dinner. When it comes to the conditional, we always have a conditional statement. It may not be at the beginning of the sentence, it may be at the end. And there's three different types we're going to talk about today. Now, you may know these as conditional clauses or if clauses, but the main purpose is that they're used to express that the action in the main clause can only take place if a certain condition occurs. And it's the main clause that you need to pay attention to. Hi, Jade.
Hello. Hi. It's a long time no see.
I know. What have you been up to?
I had a very long vacation, summer vacation.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Vacations are good.
Yeah, 3 months.
Wow, 3 months. And what did you do with those 3 months?
I lived in some beach cottages. So enjoy the sea views, boating, fishing.
Nice.
Sunshine.
Did you catch any fish?
Yeah, quite a lot actually.
What kind of fish did you catch?
Nordic fish like arbro. This is Swedish name. Arbro maybe is kind of white fish.
Okay. I've certainly had white fish. I like bassa, which is a white fish.
Yeah, bass. Bass may be the same name in Sweden. Bass.
Like a sea bass.
Yeah, sea bass.
I like sea bass.
Wow, delicious. Tastes good.
Well, that's excellent. You've come to one of my interesting classes here, a grammar class on conditional sentences, or conditional clauses, I should say.
Conditional clauses. I haven't studied for 3 months.
Well, these are very good sentences. We use them a lot in English. They're very, very important for conversation. So we'll get started shortly. Let me just see how Ivan is. Hello, Ivan.
Hello.
Ivan, where are you from?
I'm from Rome.
Rome, Italy.
Yeah. And you?
Well, I wanted to check because we have a Rome in Canada too.
Who is?
It's in Ontario. How long have you been studying English?
5 years,
Okay,
more or less.
good.
But it is always school English. I don't practice a lot, so my English is not very well.
Okay, well, we're
Very
going to
good.
focus on conditional sentences today.
Yeah.
as I just mentioned, they're also known as conditional clauses or if clauses. The main
Perfect.
point behind this is that they're used to express that an action in the main clause can only take place under certain conditions, hence conditional sentences. Okay. It's easy to identify the main clause. Does anybody know how we identify the main clause from the conditional clause?
Yeah.
I will.
Well, it may not have will, right? It depends on which type we're talking about.
Okay, 3 types.
Yeah, because if we're talking about type 2 that has the simple past, there is no will, right? We would use would.
Yeah, I would.
Right? So the main clause, how do I identify the main clause from the conditional clause?
Don't know yet. Don't know.
Okay. This is really simple. You might want to write this down. The main clause is the clause without the if statement.
Oh, main clause.
Yeah, because the if is what identifies the condition.
Clause without if.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or to put another way, the conditional clause has the if statement. Or sorry, if word.
If word.
Or the word if. Okay. There are 3 types.
Okay.
And we'll go through each of those today.
Okay. 3 types.
However, it's important to know where the if clause comes. Can we start a sentence with the if clause?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we end a sentence with the if clause?
I think we should start from if sentence clause.
It can be both. You can either start a sentence with the if clause, or you can end a sentence with the if clause.
Okay. So both way we can use.
Yes. All right. So we're going to talk about conditional sentences type 1. The construction of conditional sentence type 1 is very simple. That's a bit of a joke there. If plus the simple present, comma, will future.
Okay. Simple present, will future.
Yeah, so let's look at this sentence here. Oh, it's not working. Got a problem with my Mac. It doesn't want to work.
When you fixing it, can I ask you how are your son doing? Your new son.
He's doing well. He's upstairs eating.
Yeah, now he's like a big baby, not like baby.
Yeah, he's about 15 pounds.
Wow. You guys feed him very well.
Yeah, we do. All right, let's take a look at this sentence. If Caroline and Sue do something to the salad. So this is the conditional clause right here. So if we're using the simple present, which word will we choose? Prepare, prepares, or will prepare?
2 persons should prepare first one.
Right. So if Caroline and Sue prepare the salad, Phil will do something to the house. Which word do we choose here?
Will.
Yeah. And again, look at the construction. The main clause always has will in type 1.
Oh, yeah, this is simple present plus.
Yeah. So we've seen the first example in type 1. So here's something to note about conditional sentences in type 1. They refer to the future. An action in the near future will only happen if a certain condition happens, comes true, or is fulfilled. Okay. We don't know for sure whether the condition will actually happen or not, but it usually seems realistic. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, if I'm done work by 5, we can go to the movies. All right? So the condition is that I'm done work by 5, we'll go to the movies. Now, if I'm always working late, then that's not very realistic because you know me, but if I generally am done on time, then there's a pretty high chance that that will happen. Let's take a look at some more sentences. If Sue, again, we're starting with the conditional here. If Sue blank the onions for the salad, Caroline does something to the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sue cuts. Third.
If Sue cuts,
Yeah.
because we're dealing with a simple present, right?
Yes.
So now we come to the main clause. It's pretty obvious which one we're going to choose because there's only one option with will, right? So go ahead and read the sentence to me.
If Sue cuts the onions for the salad, Caroline will peel the mushrooms.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, Daniel has just snuck into class here.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good afternoon, I think.
No, it's 11 a.m. here.
That's right. It's the other way.
No, what time is it there?
12 o'clock.
Well, just 1 hour.
Yeah, but when you guys go to summer and we go to winter, the hours will go the other way.
Okay. That's funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, Daniel, I want to give you a grammar sentence here. We're talking about conditional sentences.
Yeah, I really want to learn it.
Okay. Well, let me test you first on this one here.
Okay.
Which is the main clause?
Jane. Let me see. In room if are and team. If they move, iron on team.
Okay. The main clause is always the clause without the if statement.
Ah, without it. Okay. So Jane Hoover, Hoover.
Okay, so good. So let's look at things. The construction of type 1 sentences is actually quite simple. And let me paste this for you.
Okay.
Okay. We can see that the construction is if plus the simple present. So the conditional clause always has the simple present in it, whereas the main clause always has will in it.
Okay.
So looking at that previous sentence, Jane, that's the main clause. So which option would we choose? Hoover, Hoovers, or will Hoover?
Will.
Excuse me.
Will Hoover.
Well,
No?
why is it will? No, I'm not saying it's wrong. Why is it will?
Yeah, because the other condition gotta be met.
Well, it's simpler than that. So if we look again at the construction, the main clause always has will. Right?
Okay.
So it's the only option for us. So Jane will hoover the sitting room if Aaron and Tim
Move.
what? Move the furniture. Yeah. It's always tough when you come into a lesson once it's already started. But I've got a few more examples here.
Yeah, I was doing some stuff here. That's why.
That's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
Well, we'll start with Jade this time. So Jade, which
Yeah.
is the main clause?
Anita.
Anita, yeah, she does something to the toilet,
Yeah. Anita will clean the toilet. I
right?
said
Because it's dealing with,
without if.
yeah, it's the main clause. So it's will, future, right?
Yeah.
So now we go to the conditional clause. It's always the one with if, right? So a good way to remember the condition is if, right? So it must have if in the clause. So if Bob does something to the kitchen, so what must Bob do, Jade?
Tidy.
Yeah. If Bob tidy up the kitchen, is that correct?
Tidy up.
Tidies up. If
Tidy.
Bob tidies up the kitchen.
I mean to make order. Tidy.
Yeah. Okay. So another way of saying if Bob cleans up the kitchen, or cleans the kitchen, right? Tidies, it's plural here. Bob tidies up the
Tidy.
kitchen.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, we got yours ready here. Let me get a sentence from the sentence store. All right, which is the main clause?
Elaine.
Yes. So which option do we choose?
Elaine. Will. No, Elaine. Yeah, boy.
Think of the construction. Always go back to the construction.
Okay, Elaine will buy the drinks if somebody helps her carry the bottles.
Yeah. So remember the construction. If it's the main clause, we have to have will in there. And in this case, there's only one option. Elaine will buy the drinks if somebody helps her carry the bottles.
Got it. Yeah.
All right. Just to hammer this home a little more, I've got another sentence. Jade, main clause.
Is Mary and Connor will make sandwiches.
Excellent. And the conditional clause, Daniel. Daniel.
Can you hear me?
No, I can now.
Okay. The mute button. Okay,
Yeah.
if Alan and Rebecca organize the food.
Yeah.
Right.
If Ellen and Rebecca organize the food, Mary and Connor will make the sandwiches.
Yep.
This is looking pretty good. I think we're doing well here. But I'm going to keep going over it. Because just when you think it's easy, you forget.
No.
You got to keep going. Anita, or not Anita, Jade.
Yes.
What is the conditional clause?
Is if clauses.
Okay, so which choice should we choose here?
Here. If Bob looks after the barbecue.
Excellent. So if Bob looks after the barbecue, Daniel, what will Sue do?
Sue will let the guests in.
Exactly. And I gave you a hint by saying, what will Sue do? Hard because I'm so used to speaking this way that it's hard to hold back sometimes. All right, one more. Daniel, what is the conditional sentence, clause?
If the others. No?
If the others what?
Okay, if the others Bring if the others if the others bring along their CDs.
Excellent. And the main clause, Jade?
Frank plays the DJ.
Frank will play the DJ if the others bring along their CDs. Excellent. So that's type 1. Now I'm going to hammer this home again because it is important. And you might want to copy this down because you're going to start to forget as we go to the other 2 types.
Yeah, I'm on it.
So here's conditional sentence type 1. If plus the simple present, comma, will future. So let's take a look at conditional type 2. Oopsie. We're not dealing with the simple present anymore. We're dealing with the simple past. But look, are these really that different? So we were talking about the simple present. Now we're going to talk about the simple past. Remember, there's conditions for things that are happening now, but there also might be conditions for things in the past. And we'll explain why this makes a lot of sense. And it's very common to use this tense. But instead of will here in type 2, we have would in the conditional. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, in the main clause. So the main clause has would plus the infinitive. Before we had will.
Mm-hmm.
So conditional sentences, type 2, refer to situations in the present. An action could happen in the present situation. Things were different. Okay? I don't really expect the situation to change. However, just imagine what would happen if, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the perfect example of that type of condition, because we've all heard it, we've all used it, it never comes true. If blank the lottery, right, I blank a chance to hit the jackpot. So what's the conditional sentence here, Jade?
If I played the lottery.
Thank you. If I played the lottery, Daniel, the main clause.
I would have a chance to hit the jackpot.
Okay. So
I can't
if,
say would have, right? No.
well, would have is, or would have is the contraction, right? It's up to you. I'd rather just stick to the way it's written. So if I played the lottery, I would have a chance to hit the jackpot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So again, look at played. It is the simple past. If I played the lottery, I would have a chance to hit the jackpot. Well, yeah, you'd have a chance, but we don't really expect it would happen, right?
Yep.
All right, next sentence, which is almost as ridiculous. Daniel, which is the conditional clause?
If I hit the jackpot.
All right, thank you. And Jade, the main clause.
I will reach.
Yeah, well, it's pretty duh. Yeah, you know, statement of the obvious here, right?
Yeah.
If I would hit the jackpot, I would be rich. Sorry, if I hit the jackpot, I would be rich. Duh. My name's Mr. Obvious, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's look at something else which isn't so obvious. Well, it kind of is. All right, Jade, can you finish this sentence for me, please?
If I were rich, my life would change completely.
Yeah, again, duh. if you were rich and your life didn't change, what's the point of being rich?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If I rich.
I've heard a lot of people say, well, if I got a lot of money, I wouldn't change. I'm thinking like, well, what's the point of having a lot of money then? Of course I would change. I would live in a different house. I would drive different cars. I would quit my job. My life would change completely. I don't have to be a rude, arrogant SOB, but my life would change.
Sometimes change is not good.
No, that's true.
Yeah, especially when you get money from a lottery, not from your self effort to do that. Get money. You get like you win lottery, you get too much money. Suddenly your life become change, but sometimes in the end,
Yeah.
not very good.
No, you're right.
Mm.
All right, the sentence here. Okay, let me see. Which one do I want to use next? No, that's a stupid sentence. All right, let's use this one here. All right, so Daniel.
Okay, so
take it away.
I would invite all my friends if I had a house by the beach.
Yeah. So I would invite all my friends if I had a house by the beach. Again here, what's the likelihood of this happening?
If you were rich,
How likely is this, Daniel?
How likely?
Yeah.
Well, 0%. I don't know. Well, you don't have a house by the beach, so.
It's not exactly. I don't have a house by the beach. If I did, which means I'd have to go looking for one. I'd have to see if I could afford it. I'd have to buy it. I'd have to get the mortgage. I'd have to do all this work. So yeah, great. Thanks. I appreciate the sentiment of nothing. It's it sounds nice, but it means nothing, right?
Yep.
Something more realistic. If I said, well, listen to the grammar here, how it's different. I will take you fishing Friday if I can cancel my meeting. Now, how probable does that sound?
Probable.
A lot more probable than...
It's up to you.
Yeah. If I had a house by the beach, right? Yeah. So, again, type 2 is not very likely, right? It's possible, but very unlikely.
Yeah.
It's just a way of somebody saying something nice. It means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Your dreams, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Go back to all those people that said stuff like that, and then, for the few that did come into a lot of money, did they carry through on those? Probably not. All right, next sentence here. I like this one personally. Let's give this one to Jade.
Wow. Okay. I would pick my friends up in my yard if they wanted to spend their holidays on my island. Wow.
Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. But if this one nice,
Yeah, and you know what? I look at this one here, and this one doesn't seem as unlikely because the way it's written, I already have an island, right?
Yeah.
I already have a yacht according to the way this is written, so yeah, this seems pretty likely to me. Just give me the invite. Invite me. Invite me. I want to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Yacht is very expensive in Canada.
Well, no, everything's expensive in Canada.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
yacht in Sweden here is a very common hobby for Swedish people. If you like to drive a boat or some yacht, you can afford actually.
Well, I would rather buy a sports car. To have a sports car in Canada, it's a lot cheaper.
Okay. Like,
And gas is cheaper too. I was talking to somebody from Spain this morning,
mhm.
and she says that a variable rate mortgage in that country is around 1%.
Oh, 1%.
Yeah.
Only that means down payments only 1%.
Yes, but you know what the fixed rate mortgage is?
Oh, you only 1%.
Yep, but a fixed rate mortgage is 3.9%.
In Sweden, 15% here. No.
Wow!
Yeah, 15%.
2.15 here.
Mortgage. No. Here even lower.
You just said 15.
No. I mean that's down payments. I mean down payments.
Oh, well, here it doesn't matter. You can put down whatever you want or nothing. No,
Well,
but anyhow, let's go back to the conditional. Right. So, type 2, the construction of type 2. Who can tell me the construction of type 2?
Of type 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, if, simple past, I, would, infinitive.
Okay, so how would, or how does type 2 differ from type 1?
Simple past, and would.
simple present, simple past.
Yeah, simple present instead of the simple past, for one, and it has will instead of would. Now, something about English. Will is more definite than would.
Oh,
Will.
okay.
Will.
Yeah.
Will is quite sure to do something.
Well, shall is even more definite.
Shall.
So if I'm a
Shall.
lawyer, I will use shall.
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 Shall. Shall is should. I should do something, right?
Well, no, should is like shall, but it's not as definite. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so keep this in mind. If you're a lawyer, these people kind of know this sort of stuff. This is not grammar, this is more legal. But should means, yeah, it's a pretty good chance that, you really should do this unless something comes up. Shall is much more definite. It is definite. I shall do this. It's more definite than will, which is more definite than should. Should means I know this is something that needs to be done. Shall mean I am going to do it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
Shall.
degrees of probability. Shall, it's getting done. Will means it's like 99% getting done. Should, well, now we're dealing with degrees of likeliness that are not certain.
Shall is 100% getting done, and will is 9900%. So should is I know I need to do stuff, right?
Yeah, to the average person, will and shall are the same, and most people use will, most people don't use shall.
Yeah, will.
But when you come to reading legal documents, it's important to know that shall is certain, will is not as certain as shall.
I see.
Okay, conditional sentences type 3. This is where it gets a little bit more difficult, or at least it looks that way. If the conditional clause plus the past perfect, and conditional type 2, meaning would plus have plus the past participle. So instead of would, as before, would have, right? We're dealing with the past. So it's possible that a condition will be fulfilled because it refers to the past. So again, we're talking about the past here. Type 3 is all about the past. An action could have happened in the past if a certain condition had been fulfilled. Things were different then. A good way to look at this one is just imagine what would have happened if the situation had been fulfilled. Okay, let's use some sports sentences here. I love conditionals. It's my best grammar lesson. Okay, Jade, let's look at if the midfielders. Okay? So the conditional clause here, if the midfielders what?
Past perfect. Past perfect. I think is had passed.
You know, you would be correct.
Yeah, if the midfielders had passed, that's past perfect.
Yeah, so if the midfielders had passed the ball exactly, the main clause, our team what?
Would.
Yeah.
Would have had.
Exactly.
Would have had more chances to attack.
Right, so this is a baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
So if the midfielders had to pass the ball properly, right? That's what they're saying. If they had to pass the ball properly,
Okay.
well, yeah, of course they would have had more chances, right? It's just, that's simple. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, continuing with our sports theme. Daniel, you're up next. Go ahead.
If the forwards had run faster, they would have scored more goals.
They certainly would have. Yeah, if the forwards had run faster, they would have scored more goals. Is there a chance that they may not have scored some goals? Yeah, that's still a chance, right? Because the goalie could have been really good, but it's still very likely. Okay. Next one. Jade.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Their motivation had improved if they, no, I wrong. It's a man clause is no.
Yes.
Man clause is have would have. Their motivation would have improved if they had kicked a goal during the first half.
Excellent. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's the main clause, right?
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, here's your sentence.
Okay, the fullbacks would have prevented one or the other goal if they had marked their opponents.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know the sport very well, but the grammar is correct.
Yep.
Well done. Oh, my throat's starting to go. I need some water.
Go.
I will, but before I go, Jade, here's your sentence. Give me 30 seconds, okay?
Okay, take your time. No worries. Goalie. If the goalie had jumped up, he would have caught the ball. I think so. Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Jane.
Where are you from?
Colombia, how about you?
Oh, Colombia. That's why you and Siemens time different only 1 hour.
Yep.
I live in Sweden, North Europe.
All
I'm
right.
not North evening.
Cool.
Okay, you should have the answer now.
Yeah.
You should have it correct.
I hope so. If the goalie had jumped up, he would have caught the ball.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
Is it Labor Day right there in
Yes,
Canada?
that's why I'm working.
Okay. Okay, if the referee had seen the foul, he would have awarded a penalty kick to our team.
Yeah, if the referee had seen the foul, he would have awarded a penalty kick to our team. All right. Moving right along. Jade.
Yes. Our team would have been in better form if they had trained harder the weeks before,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
the one clause is in the front first. In the first.
Well done. I'm going to give you something else. Before I do, we're going to talk a little bit about the different grammar types. So we've covered off 3 types right now.
Mm-hmm.
However, have I forgotten a conditional type?
No, three types.
Really?
Yes, 3 types. First
I
is
think there's another one. It's called the zero conditional.
zero conditional.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Zero conditional. Zero conditional.
All right, well, let me give you an example.
Okay.
And then you'll go, of course, I get it. If the water reaches 100 degrees, it boils.
Yep.
If you could almost say, if I win $10 million,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be rich. Well, yeah, duh. You have $1 million, you're rich, right? If the water reaches 100 degrees, it boils. Okay? If I eat peanuts, I'll be sick. Well, if you're allergic to peanuts, then yes, that's true. A zero conditional is a condition used when the result will always happen. In the example of water reaches 100 degrees, well, we know that it will boil at sea level, always.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I say, if I eat peanuts, I am sick, well, no, I won't be sick, but somebody else might be. To them, that's a zero conditional.
Mm-hmm.
So the construction is if plus the simple present and the present simple. Or sorry, the present simple, comma, the present simple. Zero conditional. All right?
Okay.
If the water reaches 100 degrees, it boils. That's the best example of a zero conditional.
So zero conditional means result will always happen, right?
Always.
Okay, always.
Right? If I crash my car, there's a lot of things you can say that it's always true, right? If I crash my car, my insurance increases. Right? Here's another here's another one. If you touch a fire, or if you touch fire, you get burned.
Yeah.
And here's another one. You ready?
Uh-huh.
People die if they don't eat.
Yeah.
Duh. Again, it's back to that obvious thing, right? If babies are hungry, what do, Jade?
Crying.
Yeah,
Cries.
they cry. Snakes bite if they are scared.
Oh.
You get water if you mix hydrogen and oxygen. Okay? Very simple stuff.
Zero conditional.
So to review here, what's always important to getting the grammar correct with conditional sentences is identifying the clauses. The conditional clause always has an if. The main clause doesn't. Okay? You can start a sentence with either the main clause or the conditional clause. It doesn't matter. To a native speaker, both are common. It depends on what you want to try to convey. Remember, if is a condition. Whenever you use an if, people realize, okay, my level of certainty here is not as good. Daniel, I'm going to give you $1 million.
Why?
Woohoo! Right? You're excited. You don't care why. You just know that, hey, this is awesome. I'm getting $1 million. Okay? And then you hear if. Oh, crap. I'll give you $1 million if I win 100 million this Friday. All right, thanks, boss. You're so generous. Can't wait. I'll draft up my resignation letter right now. Okay? Now, companies talk about this all the time. Jade, I'll give you a brand new iPhone 6, 128 megs. It'll have the brand new thingy-bob. It'll be faster. It's going to do your laundry for you. It'll drive your car. It's amazing. And I'm going to give it to you free. This phone is free for you. Don't have to pay a cent. There's no interest. There's nothing. It's free. If you sign up for a 2-year contract, other conditions may apply.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's an exaggeration, but not really. That's really how we tend to see if statements in the real world when we're dealing with companies. Okay? They start off with the main clause, and it's a good one, too. I will give you blah, 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 blah. Keep going, will, right? You could have a whole paragraph of sentences. Then finally, if you sign a 2-year contract. And pay us $100 a month for the contract. Right? Yeah, so the phone's free, but you have to get a 2-year contract, which isn't free. Ergo, the phone is not free. Right?
Asking for this word.
Yeah, so you gotta watch out for this sort of stuff because they'll get you. So be wary of ifs. Sometimes there's a high degree it might happen, but other than zero conditionals, don't expect it to happen. Watch for ifs. Whenever you're signing a contract, whenever you're committing to something, look for the ifs and realize that it's not certain. Okay? Insurance, same thing. If you get into an accident, while driving on the roads, or if you're in a parking lot, blah, 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 we'll cover you We'll provide your hospital bills if you're not at fault.
Okay.
Right? Or there's no deductible if you're not at fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's always ifs there, and what you have to determine when you're hearing people, and we're talking about conversational. We've learned the grammar, but now let's practice it in the real world. And in the real world, that if costs money. It always does.
That's true.
I want to put some new crown molding in my house. Excellent. It's $2.60 a linear foot. Oh, great. Yeah. It's $2.67 a linear foot if you're local. Otherwise, shipping costs, right? If you're local. If you come to the store, it's $2.67 a linear foot if you pick it up at the store. Oh, well then, there's a shipping cost then, isn't there? Right?
Right.
So keep in mind there's always a cost to an if.
Money.
Yeah, always money involved. So, for example, me as a teacher, I could say, if you would like private lessons, you can sign up on my teacher page. Oh, great, yay! Okay, well, now listen to this. I will give you a free class if you buy 4. Well, I'm not really getting a free class, am I? I'm getting a discount.
Yeah.
Right? So notice the difference. Most often you're not getting anything free because companies don't make money, right?
Yeah.
Name something in this world that you get for free.
Sun.
No, it's not free.
No, why not?
No, it ages you. Right? If you're out in the sun, you age. It harms you over the long term. It's mostly free. Something
Air,
else that's free.
oxygen, breathe.
Okay, let's get away from stuff that's common in nature to things that people are trying to sell you for free. Name something you get from a company that's free.
A call.
What? A call?
A call? How is a call free? You have to pay for it.
No, if they call you, maybe.
Well, how could they call you if
comes
you didn't pay for a phone service?
when you're calling to a call center, that's free
Why are you calling a call center?
because you need something. Okay.
Yeah, but that you bought, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that call center cost is factored into the cost of the product, so it's discounted.
Mhm.
It's not free. Something else is free. What else is free?
I do not believe reason. I do not believe. I don't.
Okay. Can you guys think of anything free?
No.
Now, so always, whenever you hear free, listen carefully because they're assuming you're dumb enough to believe they're giving you something free.
Yeah.
What you need to hear is, we're going to give you something to get something. So what you need to figure out, what is the value to you and what is the discount?
Mm-hmm.
So, real world. When we had a baby, we signed up online and we got some free diapers, formula, and other stuff. And I didn't have to pay for it, so essentially it was free. Sort of.
Yeah, that's free.
I didn't have to pay for it, but now that I'm buying their product, I am paying for it because to give away that free product, it's where do they get that money from? By selling product, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So by me turning around and buying their product, part of the cost of that free stuff is in the cost of their product.
Yeah, there is a commercial cost. They're already in their budget.
Yeah, it's part of their variable and fixed costs, right?
But if
Variable.
if you hadn't liked the diapers, you would have bought another diapers.
Yes, but they're doing the same thing.
Like
Right?
cost in the company.
And I got to tell you guys, when it comes to diapers, doesn't matter. All the companies basically make the same product. If I don't like one, it's because I don't like the quality, but they all have premium, good, and cheap, right? So if I don't like Pampers, I'm not going to like Huggies. But if I like Pampers, I'm going to like Huggies. When it comes to formula, that's different because there's taste involved. So babies may not like a certain taste of one formula. But diapers, they don't care. Just keep them clean. Right? Or what about this? I have free health care in Canada.
Yeah, same here in Sweden.
No, you don't. You don't have free health care.
We have. We actually.
Really?
We free. Yeah, no kidding. We have.
I don't believe you.
We have. I had surgery for nothing. I didn't pay anything for my surgery.
What's your tax rate?
Tax rate? Wow, that's high. Like.
I wonder why.
40. Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
Exactly. It's not free. It's subsidized through your taxes.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I could say, when I go to England, I receive free health care because I'm not paying for it. The British taxpayers are paying for it.
And U.S.
Well, no, in the U.S., yeah, that's a mess. Their system is very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. But just keep in mind, there are very few things that really are free. There's always a cost to something. Water's certainly not free. You have to pull it out of the ground, or you have to treat it. In the Western world, water is not free at all. I can show you my water bill to prove it.
Okay, that is a little different between Canada and Sweden.
Your water is free?
Not free, but including in the charges every month, the fixed cost. Maybe every month only $10 or $5. You can use as much as you can, like this.
Well, then I'm assuming all those extra costs are subsidized in your taxes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so you're paying a user fee.
Yeah.
The rest of that, so if you just let the tap run all day long, you pay $10? No. The utility's paying extra to deliver that, and you're paying that in your taxes.
Yeah.
The deferred cost, hidden. So remember, we've got the 4 types, the 3 main and the 0 conditional. Identify your main clause and your conditional clause, and it becomes easier. When in conversations with people, whenever they start the if, always start to figure out, what's this going to cost me? They're saying if. And usually what I do if somebody says if, I nail them down. I want to remove the conditional. Right?
Right.
I will do this if. Okay, what do you mean by you will do this? What does do this mean?
If.
I want you to identify everything that you will do when I pay this money.
Yeah.
I will pay you all this when you do all these things. So now when the work is done, well, you didn't do this. Well, no, I'm not going to pay you because you've got to do this and this. This is what we agreed to. Instead of I will do the work. Identify what the work is. Well, guys, this is my last class of the day. Not really. I've one at 8 o'clock tonight, or 7. So I'll be back here tonight.
Oh, I'm going to sleep. I cannot.
Well, then I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
So tonight, or in the morning, my next class is about, it's a great class. It's about geography. We're going to look at the United States.
Okay, geography. Okay.
So you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you later.
Thank you very much